guys, this is Kat, and today I'm going to show you how to make just basic earrings. This is kind of a beginner level earring tutorial. I'm going to do 3 different pairs, that way you can kind of get an idea and you can see it in different projects, and maybe seeing a couple different variations will help spark your imagination and help you get ideas for creating your first earrings, or maybe you've done this before and you just kind of like to watch different tutorials and just want a couple ideas, so stay tuned. Here's a couple easy pairs of earrings to make. So I'm going to start with some blue earrings. For this pair of earrings, I just decided to take, I'm creating kind of a 2-color scheme pair of earrings. I went with blue and copper, and I only had bronze, so I'm using bronze, but you could use copper or you could use a bronze bead if you want, but it didn't matter to me. I'm also going to use seed beads for this first pair of earrings as well, so you don't have to, but I want to start with a seed bead. That way, it would help if you did too, just in case your hole for your larger bead is kind of large. That way it doesn't fall off. Later on you'll kind of get an idea, or you can practice by seeing if it fits on the head pin, whether you need to do this or not. Next, I'm just going to add 2 more of my seed beads. And then I'm adding my metal bead. Here's what I've got so far. I added the small blue bead, and now I think I'll add 1 more seed bead, and I think I'll do another brown bead. The seed beads I'm using are metallic colored. I used a brown on the bottom and a brown on the top, and I used 2 gold in the middle. And this is the result. And now, after you have your beads on, you need to get your head pin ready to loop. So you want to cut the end a little bit to make it a good length to cut. I'd say about a little over 1 centimeter would be good. And then you just want to bend it around. If this is too short for you, you can do it a little bit longer. But sometimes if you leave it too long, it can make a messy loop. And if you struggle with loops, I have another video that will show you a good tool to help with this. There is earring number 1. Now, what you want to do is open up your loop that you made by twisting it, and you want to add a earring hook to your earring, and then you want to close your loop. Now I know for some of you more advanced people, you don't need to hear all this, but this is more of a tutorial to help people that are just getting started and they really don't know what to do. And you just want to get a nice kind of close on your earring. And then you want to do your next one. Just try to make sure you keep the same colors if you're doing a variation. Some of the seed beads will sometimes look alike if you've got a mix. So you gotta be careful not to mix them up. If you don't want to. Some people like different things on different sides. But for the most part, I like my earrings to match. Sorry, I'm not showing you guys. Now, for some reason, these metal beads are giving me a hard time. One second. So I had a problem with these beads right here. For some reason, a lot of them didn't want to go on. I even tried using my bead reamer to fix the problem, but it wasn't working. It happens with some beads. Some of them are more difficult than others. It's really hard to explain the issue with this one, but I think it's just an issue with the way they drilled the hole. So that's not really something you can help too much. It's hard to be able to tell with those kind of things. But anyways, here's the second earring. And once you have your second earring, we're going to do the same thing we did with the first one. So we're going to cut a little bit off the end. Not too much, just so that we don't have an awkward loop. And I'm just letting the little piece fall onto the mat. And now, just kind of bend it around the pliers. Before you bend it in all the way, make sure to have your earring hook on. And here is the finished pair of earrings. It was taking a little while for me to make my loop on this one because I cut it a little short, so I didn't want to show you the whole thing for that part. But I will continue to work on the other ones. I also think this was a little bit of a harder metal on this color head pin. But I'm not sure. I may have just cut it too short. I was being a little stubborn. Next, I'm going to do a pair of earrings to match a necklace I made, which is just a funky art necklace that I really like, and I wanted a pair of earrings to match it. So I selected some spacer beads and glass beads that I thought matched really well. They're not exactly the same shape, but for this particular necklace it goes well not to be too exact, because the necklace is kind of like a mismatched necklace. But I didn't want to go too different for my earrings because I didn't want them to look lopsided or anything like that. Now these ones are going to be pretty long. Not sure if everyone likes that, but I think it can really stand out to have a nice long earring. And I'm not really going to cut any off the edge. I'm just going to make a larger loop for this one. And there's our loop. And I'm just going to open it up one more time now that I shaped it pretty well. And I'm going to slip my hook on, and I'm going to close it again. It's just nice to kind of close it once so you know that you have it shaped well enough when you're using normal pliers. But there is earring number 1. And now I'm going to work on the second one. So get your head pin ready, and then I use a little silver bead. You don't have to, you could use something else. But if you're doing this same pair of earrings, afterwards put your teardrop on, and then a spacer bead. And then the orange. And then last but not least, the yellow bead. And then we're going to work the loop on this one. And you just kind of gotta work the wire until it rounds out around your pliers. So you just kind of use pressure. And wiggle it. Try to keep a firm grip on your beads because this part can be pretty frustrating. And there you go. Now let me just get my hook on. And now I have my second earring for that set. And that set is done. And for the last earring that I'll show you, this is a very basic style. It's just kind of a gradually decreasing in size of round beads. You can use any colors you want. I chose a rainbow spotted white bead, and then black, and then another plain white bead. These came from a mix at Walmart, and these came from random glass bead mixes. Here's kind of what I meant about using end beads. So the bead was too big and slid off, so I'm adding some seed beads to the bottom so that the bead will stay on better. It worked. It usually does, but sometimes the holes in the beads are even bigger than the seed beads, so I thought I would give it a try. And it did what I wanted. And now I have these. Okay, let's see. Since that's a lot, I'm going to actually cut some off. Needs a little more off. See, that's still a little bit long. But you don't want to cut it too short either. I think that one is better. So now I'm pinning the loop. Just a little loop. These are kind of smaller earrings. They're a nice style. And now I'm just going to stick the hook on. And there we are. Simplest earrings for this video. So if you had a hard time with the other ones, start with these and then go back to the other ones. Because these ones are shorter, so they're easier. And I'm going to do it again. Put your seed bead on the bottom if you have a bead that's trying to slide off, and it should help. That, or you can put a bead cap. That's what I was going to try with these, but I decided a seed bead. But these bead caps actually have big holes in them too, so you'd still need the seed bead to keep the spacer from falling off. Because not all spacer beads are meant to help in that way. Well, this is kind of the spacer or a bead cap. It just has a bigger hole, so it's more of a spacer bead. Now that I got the loop, I'm gonna put my other hook on, and then I think that'll be all for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about just plain old simple, the simplest kind of earrings, which are just, well, okay, there's a little bit simpler, but we'll get to that in another video. But this is the simplest ones with head pins. And I'll get into more complicated earrings in other tutorials. But I hope you enjoyed this. And here are the 3 pairs of earrings I made with you guys in this episode. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Goodbye.